This week's movies: Tracks, This Is Where I Leave You, and A Walk Among the Tombstones.
You used to be a cop, right?
Yeah.
So why'd you quit?
I didn't like the hours, Mr. Christo.
The corruption got to you, huh?
Not really. It would have been hard to support my family without it.
A former cop pursues a woman's killers in A Walk Among the Tombstones. In her review, Manohla Dargis writes, "The film is a grim, foreboding affair, and, somewhat unusually for a genre movie of this type, it's also fairly quiet."
I already know what you look like, Ray.
What do you know?
The lead, played by the inevitable and perfect Liam Neeson, is a feeble light in the inexorable darkness. Nasty, brutal, and unrelenting, the film is one of those rare contemporary cinematic offerings.
Who's that, Jones?
Intelligent pulp.
So what? You gonna stab me now with that big knife?
It's gonna bother me too, for a long time. I know it will.
How much is it gonna bother you? I take that knife away and stick it in your neck.
A group of aboriginals who were able to point me in the right direction. They just knew where you were. I just said camel lady, and well, I guess there's not really a lot of camel ladies.
A woman treks thousands of miles across the Australian desert in Tracks. In her review, Manohla Dargis writes, "Mia Wasikowska tends to be a recessive screen presence, and here, with little to do but walk and squint, she's most persuasive as a determined voice."
Would you mind not taking pictures?
Man has to do his job.
One of the frustrations of the movie, however, is that it never gets at what got her going and kept her going.
Please, Robin, just take the radio.
Despite the otherworldly scenery and some predictable tragedy, Tracks proves to be a rather logy amble.
You know, it's really reassuring to know that my sister won't be alone out there.
Well, I'm only meeting up with her 4 or 5 times.
2 or 3 times. 2 or 3.
Oh my God, will you just take the call?
No, butt out, please.
This is crazy enough without you keeping your divorce a secret. I mean, who does that?
Quiet. Her mother's sitting right next to
if
her.
you can't tell your
Wendy's
family,
gonna
then
hear
who?
you. I would rather tell anyone.
Siblings reunite after the death of their father in This Is Where I Leave You, based on the novel of the same name. In his review, A.O. Scott writes, "The ensemble cast sets up high expectations, but instead of smiles or tears, the film is most likely to inspire a Kickstarter campaign to reunite its main performers for a different project."
It's going to be uncomfortable, and we're going to get on each other's nerves.
While aiming for a home for the holidays blend of pathos and giggles, the director puts together a lifeless, laughless sitcom soap.
You raised me.
More dispiriting still is that this drab complacency is wrapped around messages of daring, honesty, and spontaneity. There is almost nothing here that you haven't seen a dozen times before.
She left me.
I knew it! I totally knew that. I'm sorry, but
She
I'm
slept with my
fine.
boss, so
Well, that'll do it.
yes, it did.
Done.
Right.